Alright, continuing on now with our series of videos on what guitarists sound like up close and personal playing without their bands. Sometimes just picking up their guitars backstage or fiddling around at home or doing an instructional video, something of this nature. And I've done quite a lot of guitarists in this series, including Jimi Hendrix, David Gilmour, Alex Lifeson, Slash, you name it. If you check in the archives, you'll find your favorite guitarists there, or you will see them soon on this channel, so make sure to subscribe. Today we're going to spotlight KK Downing, who of course was one of the co-lead guitarists in Judas Priest for many decades and is a foundational member of the band as well as one of the co-songwriters. And I want you to stick around for the full video because I've got 3 clips of KK playing and I've got some comments I want to make about it. And if you stick around to the very end of the video, I'm going to give you a band recommendation that I can guarantee you won't get from any other person. And it's going to be a band you've never heard of, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, let's get right into it with KK's playing and listen to a clip of KK Downing. This is from a video that was uploaded in 2007, and the title of the video is Judas Priest guitarist KK Downing Axes and Solos. Now, in the first audio clip I'm going to play is him showing his clean sound. Let's listen in. Alright, if you listen closely there, you can hear that he's getting some pretty cool pick harmonics as he plays, and he's using his signature Flying V guitar, his favorite. And now I want to play another clip of him on the same guitar, but doing some heavier riffing, so let's listen in. That is definitely the sound of Judas Priest right there, and what I like about it is no matter when you hear KK Downing play, whether he's in front of 50,000 people, or whether it's on a Judas Priest recording, or whether or not it's him just sitting down in his home office, he is just passionate about the guitar and his enthusiasm comes through, and there's a contagion to that. There's an infectious nature to his excitement. Now let's go on and listen to him playing more along the lines of his lead and soloing in this clip. Alright, so he's making the guitar really cry there. Now let's move on to where we can hear him doing more of a shredding sound.
That's what you need to do. Learn the scales, learn the scales, learn the scales, learn the scales. It's a big difference when you improvise. You go down to it.
Alright, there he's showing his speed and his ability to play scales, and he's talking at the same time to show you what he actually thinks of playing that way, which is not very much. He is an expressive player, and he's a player who, like I say, favors emotion over technique, but when you listen to him play right there, you can see that he's got all the technique that anybody would ever need. If he wanted to just be a shredder, he could do that, but he clearly chooses to play more emotively, both in Judas Priest and in his own solo incarnations, as well as here in these demonstration clips. Now, what I'd like to know from you is, are you surprised by anything that you heard there? The one thing that I am slightly surprised about is how much his voice influences the overall voice of Judas Priest. And let me parse that out a little bit more. I always knew that KK Downing was a vital element of Judas Priest, but I think I never appreciated just how much his individual signature voice contributes to the overall band sound until I really listened to him here apart from the band. And what he brings to the band is just a little bit of unpredictability because the rhythm section and the vocals are so precise, and Glenn Tipton is such a precise lead guitarist that there needs to be a little bit bit of swerviness in there. And now I'm not saying that KK Downing isn't a precise player. I'm saying that he has that degree of swerviness, and he has a little bit of unpredictability to what he's doing. And this gives a wild edge to Judas Priest and their music, so it doesn't quite come off so machine-like. Now, the machine-like precision is a strength of the band. It's not a weakness, but it could get over the top. It could start to feel a little bit stifling if you didn't have a bit of a maniac playing along with it. And KK shows in these clips and in his general attitude toward music and in his, long tenure with the band, that he's all about passion and spontaneity and discovery and, enthusiasm for the music, which is basically where Judas Priest started. Another aspect of the band that I always try to point out to people is that when Priest was really getting going, there wasn't a blueprint for the kind of music they were doing. They were making it up out of thin air. They were making it up out of whole cloth. Sure, they were inspired by other bands, but the actual heavy metal genre didn't exist until they and Sabbath and Deep Purple and other bands kind of forged it. In closing, what I'll say here is that KK Downing and Glenn Tipton are two of the most gifted and polished guitarists to ever play in 80s metal music. But at the same time, they had a great ear for what kind of hooks and melodies would interest people who weren't fixated on technical precision. This is the best of both worlds, and I think that we were very lucky that they were in the same band and that they were able to set their egos aside at least long enough to make all of the great music that we have now. I think what we heard from KK Downing in the audio clips in this video demonstrate that he deserves every bit of his reputation as one of heavy metal's great guitar players. This is what I think, but what really matters is what you think. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you're enjoying the channel, you can help out by clicking on the thanks button right down there below the video, or if you prefer, you can click on the Buy Me a Coffee link and leave a donation at the Buy Me a Coffee site. Finally, if you're in need of a bit of a financial boost, you can click on the Capital One link and get yourself a shiny new credit card using their handy one-click application process. Now, I want to talk to you about a band that I'm pretty sure you've never heard, and they are called Coyote Mad Seeds. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this band. They just came up in my YouTube feed, and I listened to a song of theirs called Dirty Water, and that's the song I want to recommend to you. So Coyote Mad Seeds, and they have a song called Dirty Water, and it's really good. It's a very hard-hitting metal song, and it has some of that passion and enthusiasm that I mentioned here in a connection with Judas Priest. Now, does this mean that Coyote Mad Seeds is some great band and that they're going to make a legacy like Judas Priest? Probably not. But if you're a heavy metal fan and you're looking for something new, go ahead and give that a listen. I thought it was pretty good. Thanks a lot.